Adam Easley looks to jump back into the win column while sporting the red gloves, challenging as Luke Sanders strapped up in the blue gloves. This amateur welterweight bout is brought to you by 208 Lawn Care, crafting picture-perfect landscapes season after season. 208 Lawn Care, an official sponsor of Fierce FC. Shifty movement by Sanders to open up. Easley lost his footing for just a second. Might subscribe to that slippery canvas comment you had a few minutes ago as well, Eric.
It's like they're filling each other out, trying to adjust to range.
Luke Sanders, primarily a grappler, 3 for 3 on takedown attempts last time out versus Daquan Barber, as Easley claps to the body.
Good body shot. Another good one.
Another one echoes through the park here tonight. That one caught by Sanders and immediately looks to lift off. Sanders trades a couple of knees, finds Easley on his back up against the cage. Easley still searching to pry off the Rise Boxing fighter. Another vicious couple of knees land as well for Sanders. Positional battle more than anything right now, Eric. What are you seeing?
Well, I'd like to see Sanders maybe try to get his right arm around Easley's underhook there and change levels. Or put his chin or his head under Easley's chin and try to change levels.
Couple of knees traded back between the two welterweights. Pressure certainly present on the side of Sanders. About 45 seconds to go, round one.
A lot of knee work.
Get a quick timeout by Tyler Tomlinson. So send Sanders over to one side. Couldn't see who was the one who landed the illegal knee. It looks like it. Eric, did you see it? It was right out of our vantage point.
Yeah, I couldn't see it either, especially when they were exchanging them so fast.
Looks as though Easley's the one trying to shake off the cobwebs a little bit. Tyler Tomlinson to give a quick warning over to Sanders. Something we typically see when fighters trend to trade back and forth with knees.
Especially at that close quarters, it's hard not to. You have to make sure you're throwing them a little more round on the outside.
A little bit of blood dripping from the bridge of the nose of Easley. Sanders pushes back the Bear Lake fighter to the cage. Can hear the corner of Easley calling for wrist control. Eric, your thoughts on that?
That's smart. If he was controlling that right or Sanders' left hand, he'd have a lot more opportunity to get off the cage.
Straight into the Superman punch. Gets the local crowd in his favor. Sanders throws a looping hook but hits air.
This is what Easley really needs to do, is just throw some bombs and keep Sanders on the outside and see if he can hit him with something.
Adam Easley, no wins by KO. 3 by decision, 2 by submission. As Sanders slows down the pace once again, clinching with Easley. Another couple of knees up the middle, this time in favor of Easley. Easley searching for that double underhook. Sanders fights it back.
His corner's looking for a body lock to try to change position like he's doing here. See what he can. They're jockeying for position. And I can hear Easley's corner, the things that they're telling him is the correct things to do. He's going to have to execute that. He needs some space to create some offense.
Though he hasn't been able to take the fight down, Luke Sanders certainly has the control time completely in his favor, but Easley fighting back as much as he can, a couple of knees. Easley's corner calling for disengagement. Tough to do when Sanders pressured up against you, but certainly in the game plan for the Logan fighter.
Sanders is keeping some pressure on him, but honestly, Easley can turn out of this if he just spun to his right or reached his arm up to the right just like that.
Able to reverse the position.
And then they're back.
Just like you said, Eric, jockeying for it, under a minute to go, round 2. Quick uppercut and a foot stomp for Easley. Sanders doesn't seem to be bothered by it.
As loose as this clinch is, for me, I would try to get my forearm into somebody's neck and create some space. Because even if nothing else, I'd be able to throw some harder knees than I am from a closer hip position. If the hips are, obviously the closer the hips are, the less damaging the knees are.
Adam Easley controlled for all but 37 seconds of his last fight, which lasted 5 minutes and 18 seconds. But trading back and forth, trying to find an opportunity as he looks to disengage. Another knee to the body lands.
Sanders kind of running in with his arms out and his head down, isn't?
Blitzing forward. Unable to land much was Sanders. Easley waits for the closing of the distance. Sanders does so. Back to the well for both fighters. Easley now fighting for position and looking for potentially a body lock, Eric. Both of these fighters, I don't even know if it's necessarily that they're trying to get this necessarily to the ground. It's more so that they're both just content in the clinch.
Well, and Sanders here is really dictating this, I think. He's just trying to control him against the cage, in which case, he's winning by cage control. This is a smart strategy for him. There's not a lot of damage happening necessarily, but a lot of control.
More of what we've seen in the first 6 minutes. Reversing the position. And keeping his foot on the gas is Sanders.
Pretty impressed by this bare leg crowd. It filled out pretty nicely.
All over the cage, a cheaper general admission ticket as well, as the sun begins to set down here. Plenty of lights
chilly
as well. Cooling down a little bit. My media team, I was chatting with them, and they said, hey, you told us to bring a bunch of layers. It's super hot out here. I said, it will get colder, I promise you. Felt like a mother hen, Eric. Easley fighting for the underhooks now. Controlling the wrist the best he can. 50 seconds to decide this one.
Sanders, in my opinion, he really needs to break and throw some heat. He needs a stoppage. He's been ridden against the cage almost this entire fight.
Peppering in the shots is Easley. Sanders answers back with a couple of his own.
That one was definitely low. I saw that one.
Right in our point of view. A little bit of frustration out of Sanders as well. Already had a few of these. One for each, Eric.
One apiece.
And Eric, not only that, but we've been talking about it, the climate. I mean, it's sub 70 degrees out here. So when you do take that time out, the body gets colder. Again, there's only seconds left in this one, but that is something to take into consideration for the future fights.
To be honest with you, that would be my primary concern right now, would be to just get moving again. I never fought very good cold.
Both fighters searching for a spring in their step. Sanders right back to the game plan as he closes the distance. Knees are traded.
All right, Fierce fans, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Judge Stephen Farragher scores this contest 29-28, Adam Easley. Judge Dan First scores this contest 29-28, Luke Sanders. And Judge Rich Montanez scores this contest 29-28, declaring your winner by split decision, Adam Easley.